2.0 that had that impact, but play online games, and until I can get games to update itself, so this is kind of a to, you know, actually work properly, and it is Sony's proprietary technology to basically validate memory cards, which they didn't really use for anything until the PS3 came along. So all of their, you know, Sony-made memory cards are all Magic Gate, and so it doesn't matter until you try to plug them into a PS3 and it can't see them. But they gave that to Nyko. So, I mean, I've been using Nyko products for a long time, actually. It was just a shame that it didn't work. Like I said, it's the juice it needed, I guess. So, or maybe I didn't. Anyway, leaving well enough alone, because honestly, when it comes right down to it, they can manage their space, but they need that fan because they do, like I was probably saying earlier in one of my previous videos, they are really hard on that thing because they use it for everything. They really just kind of need the fan for the cooling. Anyway, the reason I started this session up here is because I kind of found this new area here, and that's kind of interesting because I am pretty thorough. So, I am probably leveled high enough to go in here. So that's what I'm gonna do. Another thing that I actually got from Nyko is this keyboard, which somebody else who reviewed it pointed out that it doesn't have an underscore. It has literally everything else but an underscore on here in some way, shape, or form. But it's actually marketed as something that you can charge at the same time as your controller, so that made sense to me. At first I didn't think there were actual contacts on the thing that plugs into the bottom of the controller to actually do that charging. But it turned out... Oh, I see. I see. No, I have been here before. Maybe I haven't been to this specific one, but you know what? Anything that's underground... We're gonna save before we go in here, because I don't know what's in here. However, I am relatively well equipped for whatever it might present me. So, and it's not gonna let me save. That's a thing that happens, I guess. Actually, honestly, since it's not going to let me save, which I'm sure is just kind of standard for these kinds of areas and just never came up before, I think, in my mind of minds, that we'll just leave this alone, because a lot of these areas are definitely need to visit it later type dealios, especially that one over in the right side of the map. What the hey? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. We'll just save right here. As I said, I really love the fact that it actually keeps backup saves for you. When it does its auto-saving, it will actually, you know, cycle between those two slots so that you don't screw yourself over. Anyway, the Nyko keyboard is actually it's nice. I got the white / glow in the dark one. They also make a fluorescent orange one that I saw a review for that said that it didn't glow in the dark or anything like that, and basically made it impossible to see. So I'm glad I got the one I did. Oh, hey, level 7. You know what? I got this. myself what these guys are weak to.
Ready to go. Eyes peeled, mouth closed.
You're on fire today!
No big deal.
Don't know us for what.
I'm surprised how much light is actually in here. Oh look, another level 7 goblin.
Here we are.
Enough talk. Time for some action.
Oh, stasis.
Let's get this riffraff.
Sorry about that.
No cooldown. Stay there. All over. Must say, I'm amazed.
What can I say?
We all good?
Better than good.
Good to go.
Alrighty. Oh, here's a shiny object. A Mega Phoenix. I'm kind of surprised at how they shower you with all of these, you know, Mega Phoenixes and other ostensibly really good items, like, right off the bat. It's just... I get that in many cases you're expected to come back later, but it just seems a little odd that they would just throw these things, like, everywhere and even have them, be, you know, respawn indefinitely. Oh, look, more goblins.
Mr. Nice Guy.
Where'd you learn that one, Knock? Game's up. The Prince of Pain.
Yep.
Hey, there's an actual light. What, is there anything interesting in this? This looks like it's too compact to actually go in there. I mean, I would expect that goblins might crawl out of there or something like that, but it doesn't look like a thing that I can get inside. So where, oh where does this lead? Disappointingly, it appears that it leads a whole lot of nowhere. I've been here before. Pick up these funguars while I'm here. I do like the reference. I almost would wish that the funguar themselves would appear in the game rather than just being a reference like this. Final Fantasy VIII, a lot of people hate it, and it's pretty widely considered to be the second worst game in the series after Final Fantasy II. But I will say, it was not a bad story. I don't dislike the characters, which is, pardon, which is one of those things where, you know, as love stories go, it's a fairly competent one. It actually has build-up and payoff and all of those other good things, and some really beautiful cutscenes, and I like the battle system. If you play Final Fantasy VIII like you would play a normal RPG and do all of your
Beautiful
good
day.
grinding
Totally.
and all of that good stuff, it stays in balance. It's incredibly easy to break if you know how, but if you just play it like you would play anything else, you get a pretty solid experience. And especially for someone like me, I grind like a jeweler, and I found that the game maintained its challenge, and you know, actually gave kind of a payoff for that. Now you don't want to... You really do want to stick with the single party when you do that for leveling BS that happens at the end of the game.
Oh, nice here. Indeed.
But to actually, like, take everything and do an average party level type deal like it does for all of the enemies, you can actually do stuff where, you know, like I did a lot of grinding in the very first portion of the game with just Squall, so my Shiva was basically maxed out by the time I was done with that, because they level up way faster than you do. So my Squall was something crazy, like level 30 or something like that, and my Shiva was level 99. Just completely maxed that way. And, you know, and then Quistis joined the party, and it's just like, oh, well, things got real easy
nice
for
here.
Squall here.
Makes me want to take a nap.
You know, Quistis wasn't doing quite as well, but, and there is just no jumping over that. Oh, maybe, there we go. Haha. I mean, Quistis wasn't doing very well, but Squall was doing just great. And I will say that I appreciate a lot of the characters for what they are. There is a little dissonance with Rinoa. She, does really well in battle, and then it's just like, but she's not used to fighting, and it's like, heck, she's not used to fighting. Have you seen this girl's level here? But, it's just, you know, one of those things
Everything
where
in order?
Yep.
All right.
it, I actually don't even hate Rinoa as a character. She's actually one of my favorite female characters in the series. Simply because she has a lot of really good qualities. Like, okay, she's a bit
Should
of
be
a
a nice change
wuss,
of pace.
but she's not afraid to put herself out there. So when it comes right down to it, she has a good deal of redeeming qualities, and I did actually like her ability to put Squall a little off balance, and I don't think she's a bad person as far as characters go. Quistis with the turret, one of my favorite cutscenes in pretty much any Final Fantasy game, was just like, oh yeah, giant spider mech chasing my students. Well, that ain't happening.
Pretty damn windy.
I can't see a thing.
Although, the way I play that segment is I usually try to kill, like, actually kill that spider mech. which gives you a whole bunch of points, let me tell you. If you can actually hack that and throw enough summons at it and other good stuff to actually kill it for real, um, whole good result from doing it. So, uh,